Hello, guys. So we are live now, and I'm super excited about the ninth episode of the Lean Talks. If you guys can hear me clearly, just put a hi or a hello in the chat section so that I can know that my voice is audible and you can hear me properly. And I'm super excited for this one because this is one of my favorite topics, goal setting and deep work. So let's get started without any delay. But yes, before we start, I have something to tell you that I recently started my YouTube channel as well. I keep on uploading videos like these ones, which are visible on your screen. So yes, if you haven't already, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, enough promotion. Now let's get back to the topic. Great. So before we go for further, I want to tell you guys that this is a challenge which I posted in my first Lean Talks. Until now, more than 100 people have benefited from it. And I'm super excited to tell you guys that I keep on receiving DMs like, how much they have benefited from this particular challenge. So yes, this is a simple challenge for all of you guys as well. Before starting this Lean Talks today, 50 days 50 post challenge. So we all know the how powerful the social media is, especially the power of LinkedIn and Instagram and all those things. So yes, basically this challenge is for you guys to build your brand on LinkedIn, to build your trust, to build your credibility, and to showcase your skills, your talent, and your expertise on LinkedIn. So it's a simple challenge. If you guys are in, you can definitely think about it. So you'll have to post one LinkedIn post about what you learned each day and one blog every Sunday. It can be on Medium or it can be on your personal website as well. So yes, 50 days 50 post challenge. And uh, looking back at what we discussed last time, so yes, it's been 3 weeks since the last Lean Talks. I know I said that we'll be having the Lean Talks bi-monthly, which is once in every 2 weeks, but yeah, this time actually I got a little busy and I could not organize a Lean Talks for the last weekend. It was supposed to be on last weekend, but yes, I hope you guys forgive me for that. But no worries, we are back here, and from now we'll keep Lean Talks once in every 2 weeks. And yes, I'm back with so many new exciting ideas and so many things that I have to teach you guys, and so many things that you guys can learn. So yes, so what did we discuss last week? So first of all, the last Lean Talks was based on for the college students. So it was especially for the college students, the things you can do in your college life and to make the most out of your college life. So I talked about the things that you should do, the things that you should try to avoid, resources for students in tech, opportunities for students in tech, and open AMA and lots of discussion. So if you are in college, you might want to check out that particular Lean Talks. It's on my YouTube channel. You can go and check my YouTube channel, youtube.com/the lean programmer, and it will be there. And today, I'm so excited. I can't tell you guys because it's one of my favorite topic, as I told you in the beginning as well. So we are going to talk about goal setting and deep work. So if you don't know what deep work is, this will be your good start, and I'm going to tell you some resources as well, which you should definitely look into if you are sort of excited by this particular topic. So we are going to discuss these 8 things today before jumping on to the open discussion. As always, it will be a 30 to 45 minutes talk and then 15 to 30 minutes AMA or an open discussion. But don't keep your questions limited to the end. Whatever you have in mind, whatever, any question, any doubt, anything that you want to ask me, trust me, it's all chill here, and I'll just definitely see it as soon as you type it on the chat section, and I'll try to revert back as soon as you type it. So yes, we are going to discuss these 8 things today. First topic is going to be hard work versus smart work. There's a lot of misconception revolving around smart work these days, and I would be glad to clear it for you guys today. Second thing is multitasking. Again, sometimes multitasking helps, sometimes multitasking does not help. Some people might say that multitasking might be good for you. Some people might say that it might be bad for you. But I'm going to tell you a new perspective on why multitasking, if implemented properly, not in multitasking, but I call that thing as multi-working or multi-goal setting. But yeah, that's going to be the super exciting part for today. And then how can you prioritize your work based on the things of greater importance, and then how can you set your goals, And the best part which I have for today, don't prioritize what's on schedule, schedule your priorities. And then we are going to discuss about the secret ingredient for long time stability and success, which I generally try to follow, and which I'm super excited to tell you guys as well. Then we are going to discuss a little bit about shallow work and deep work, the concept which was introduced by Cal Newport. I'm his big fan. And then some strategies using which you can start performing deep work. All right, so let's get started. But again, before that, you must be tired of listening, right? But before that, I keep on saying that. But yes, that's very important to actually transfer some knowledge. So yes, before we start, I definitely recommend you guys should read these two books. Both of them are by Cal Newport. First one is So Good They Can't Ignore You. So yes, this book will completely change your perspective about the passion hypothesis. Many people just say that passion, you should follow your passion, you should do what you love, but there's a lot more in this topic than just follow your passion. So yes, again, do read this book if you really want to explore that. And the book on which today's topic is based on, Deep Work, by, again, both of the books are by Cal Newport. So yes, you are going to love these two books. And yes, now we can actually get started because I've given enough credits. I owe a lot to these two books, and these two books have shaped my thought process a lot. So yes. All right. So before we start, I just saw a question by Lakshya Saini. No, not Lakshya Saini. By Om Singh on the chat section. React versus Flutter and why? Please share your opinion on this. Good question, but I would, even though it's not related to the topic, but since you have asked this, so yeah, React and Flutter are different things, because I feel that the cross-plat React JS, when you talk about React JS, you are talking about web development. I know that using the technologies revolving around React, using React Native or things like that, you can build cross-platform apps as well and mobile apps as well. So yes, if you are actually going for web development, I would without a doubt recommend you to go with React JS and not Flutter. I know Flutter web development is possible using Flutter and Dart as well, and I'm even exploring that domain these days as well. But still, the developer community which React has right now, Flutter web might not have it right now. And again, Flutter, if you're going for mobile app development, first I would recommend you guys to try out some native development, like native app development using Java or Kotlin or something like that. But if you want to actually figure out, like, try out cross-platform app development, I would recommend React Native and Flutter. Both of them are based on different. Both of them are different, but yes, if you are talking about web development in general, I would prefer React. If app development, I would prefer both of them because I love both of them equally. Based on the work, I would say that React has more work. All right, so now we are not going to keep this talks more so much technical, but yes. All right, so yes, as Bhargav Reddy said, the name of the author is Cal Newport, as you can see in this as well. Both of these books are by Cal Newport. All right. So yes, I am going to tell a statement which might many people might feel bad to listen. I'm going to tell you straight on your faces that smart work is overhyped. I see a lot of hype over smart work. That people just say that you should work smart, you should not work hard, you should work smart. But to reach that level of performing smart work, you need hard work. How? I'm going to tell you today. All right, so hard work versus smart work. So there's a some big misconceptions related to smart work. Let's see some images which got viral on internet, and many people like them. You must have, I bet that you must have seen these two images on internet so much, even in your childhood, even now. These photos just keep on revolving. Just a disclaimer, I don't know who created these two photos, and I am not saying those are wrong or those people did wrong. But yes, I'm just trying to convey my point of view here, so no offense. All right, so first thing, this particular photo, as you can see here, that there are people trying to move blocks of cubicle blocks, and this guy just shapes a sphere out of that cubicle block and just says that it's a smart work. One thing to say here, that if they, first of all, why they are moving those cubicle blocks, it's highly obvious that they are moving those cubicle blocks because their deliverable is that particular cubicle block. And for maybe it can be anything. So for the reason why they are moving those blocks is because it's their deliverable. You can't change your deliverable based on your comfort, and you can't just say that okay, you were given some designs to implement and you just took a library and you just copied and pasted some code from CodePen or maybe some other library, and you just said that it's done. You can't do that. So that was my point of view. So this photo is a little bit wrong and it depicts smart work in a wrong way. Yes, I can say that one way to make this thing smart was that you could have added some wheels below that particular block, but okay, let's not discuss about that. And the second thing is this particular image, which fascinated me a lot. Like this particular crow on the left is hard worker, and the particular crow on right is a smart worker. But trust me, guys, crows can't use straws. Like it's highly illogical. So yes, is hard work the key to success, or is smart work the key to success? I want you guys to answer this question for me now. And I'll till then I'll just see the comments in the chat section. All right. So they've just asked me that how to live in the moment and avoid overthinking to increase the productivity. That's a really great question, Dev. I have a lot of points for this particular thing which you are talking about. So for productivity and motivation, I have a separate lean talks which went on till 1.5 hours. So yes, you can check out that as well. But this particular question on how to live in the moment, this is a very frequently asked question, and a lot of people are not able to do that, and that's what we are going to discuss today. Deep work is, trust me, related to living in the moment, doing just one thing at a time, and being in the flow of that particular thing and just committing everything to that particular one task which we are doing. Some suggestions from my side would be, by first of all, just remove this concept of instant gratification. So we are so addicted to instant gratification that we are doing some work and we just think that, oh, how about this particular idea, and then we jump onto another idea, and then we think, how about this idea, then we jump onto that one. A simple example for this would be, so let's suppose you are working in an office, or you are maybe trying to do your homework or your assignment which your college gave you, and suddenly you start thinking, oh, the picture which I posted on Instagram last night, it might have received some comments. Let me check it out quickly. And that 1 second of checking out Instagram's photo, which you posted last week, turns out to take 5 to 10 to 15 to sometimes even an hour. And that's how we are not able to focus on one thing at a time. So yes, that was very generic thing, but yes, I'll talk about more things right now as well. Great. So yes, let me see the comments. Combination of both, consistent work. Yes. I'm super glad to see that people are actually talking about combination of both. I really didn't expect this. I was expecting that people will say that, oh, the key to success is smart work. Why should we work hard? Even what's the need of working hard? But yes, let me tell you guys, is hard work the key to success? No, hard work is not the key to success. So there's an awesome blog on it which you can read as well, blog.madeeasy. You can check out in the slides as well. I'll put a link to these slides in the description of this video after the Lean Talks ends. Maybe I'll create a shortened link and I'll put it out. So basically, hard work, basically a general conception about hard work, what hard work means. People generally think that hard work means strong commitment towards your goal or towards your cause. It might be manual or repeated efforts like our practice, or like going to gym, or some repeated process which we actually do over a lot of period, a big period of time, which seems to be repetitive but has some good results over a period of time. It might be monotonous as well. So you might have to do some monotonous things a lot of times, and that might include in hard work. But the essential point of working hard is that hard work is very essential to get mastery over something. it can result in a good amount of skills and expertise over a topic. You must have heard about this thing called deliberate practice. Go check out on Google this term called deliberate practice. So basically, the thing is, I'm going to tell you a story which I heard in a TED talk. I think, I'm not sure where I heard this, but yeah, I think I heard this in a TED talk. So what's the difference between a musician who practices 10,000 hours? So basically, there's this common misconcept of 10,000 hours rule. So you might have heard this in your childhood as well, that to be an expert at something, you have to do that thing for 10,000 hours. And that's a big misconception. So if you are doing deliberate practice, your 1,000 hours might be greater than 10,000 hours of repeated efforts of someone. But yes, deliberate practice is required. What does deliberate practice means? Deliberate practice means that deliberately going out of your comfort zone to do something. So let me give you one more example. So let's say there is one programmer A and there is one programmer B. So that particular programmer A starts competitive programming, but so he also tries to follow that. So Narendra Sajwani just asked me, how practical is 10,000 rules? I believe that it's highly, highly impractical, because let me tell you why. Again, coming back to the example of two programmers, there is one programmer A and there is one programmer B. That particular programmer A tries to be good at competitive programming by starting on lead code, but all he does is beginner level problems. He starts doing that, and he keeps on doing beginner level problems for 1,000 hours, for 2,000 hours. So do you think even after 10,000 hours he's going to be an expert? No, not at all. But then there's this programmer B. What he does is he allots just 10 hours or just 20 hours to those beginner level problems. Then he goes on to explore more topics. Then he goes on to explore more algorithms. Then he goes on for dynamic programming. Then he goes for so many more algorithms, so many more data structures, and jumps on to medium level problems. Then after that, after spending 1,000 hours on that, he jumps on to the advanced level problems. So his 2,000 hours is greater than the person is 10,000 hours. So yes, 10,000 hours rule is, I would say, a convenient lie, but there is a logic behind it. You can check it out on Google, on Wikipedia. What's the story behind 10,000 hours rule? The story is quite logical, but it does not apply in every field and in every situation of life, because there is much more circumstances behind everything that we face day to day. There are much more input parameters. That I say that input parameters can be your privileges, your intelligence, your sharpness, your the things that you do, your the resources from which you are studying, the questions which you are doing, and so many things. There are just n number of input parameters to this thing. So we cannot say that 10,000 doing something for 10,000 is practical. But yes, coming back to the deliberate practice topic. So if perform deliberate practice, deliberate practice requires a lot of hard work, trust me guys, but that's the only way to mastery, and that's the best way to mastery. Let me tell you a very simple example how deliberate practice can be performed. The thing is, whenever we try to do something, the curve is very, very like tangential, and you can say that it's very, very difficult to achieve that particular mastery over something. But after doing that for, let's say, 15 days, 20 days, 1 month, we try to see the flattening in a curve. I hope that COVID curve also flattens, but okay, let's not talk about that. But yes, whenever we try to do something, whenever we try to explore something, let's say I'm trying to explore anything, let's take a Flutter. I'm trying to explore Flutter these days. So in the start, I'm going to feel a little bit of difficulty. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to make time out of my office hours. I'm going to make time out of my personal space, personal free time, and I'm going to allocate that time to learning that particular thing. And then I have to find resources. I have to do so many things. I have to understand the basics of Dart. I have to understand the basics of Flutters. So it's going to be very, very difficult. But after some time, the curve will flatten. And now we'll reach that particular plateau. If you can see that here, we are going to reach, this point is called a plateau, where we'll see if we keep on doing those things that I did in the starting, even for 10,000 hours now, I am not going to see any growth. So here comes two ways. either I can go on to take on some more difficult topic, or I can keep moving straight on this particular road. If I keep moving straight on this particular road, I am not going to see any particular growth. So deliberate practice means that deliberately accepting that for more growth, even if you have reached a comfort zone on any particular language, on any particular library, any particular framework, or any particular field of study, even though you have reached your comfort zone on that, deliberately going out of that comfort zone to learn more, that is called deliberate practice, and that requires a lot of hard work. So yes, hard work is essential, but after doing that hard work, you don't need to do that same hard work again. The thing is, you can actually utilize the information which you have gained, or maybe which someone else has gained. So just to give a little promo about my YouTube channel, I'm thinking of a practical web development course on my YouTube channel, which will cover everything React.js, Webpack, Redux, and all those things in January 2021. So do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are into coding. But okay, enough promotion. So yes, if you are, so that's how, like, I have done some mistakes in my life, in my coding journey, and I'm going to tell you those things to you, and you can learn from those mistakes. So it's not necessary that you should do every mistake to learn. We learn from our mistakes, but this statement is incomplete. Let me tell you the complete statement. The complete statement is that we learn from mistakes. It can be either ours or it can be someone else's. We just learn from mistakes. It's never our mistakes. It could be someone else's mistakes as well. So yes, smart work involves that. The prerequisite for smart work is you should have some enough basic strongs, and then you can utilize, you can leverage other people's efforts, you can save your time, you can further build your strength, you can scale your product, you can scale your whatever empire you are building, whatever thing you are doing, you can scale up in that only by using smart work, also by hard work, but that's going to take a lot of time. But yes, smart work provides better results if you have some prior experience. So yes, the answer to that question is we need both of them. Before you work smart, work hard. So do remember these 2 points. First one, before you smart, work hard. And if you only work hard and not smartly, you may end up doing work for the rest of your life. So yes, it's about the combination of both of them. Let me give you a very, very practical example. Just hear me very carefully. Once upon a time, there was a web developer. His name was Madhav. Okay, I'll take my example. So initially, he started learning HTML. He started learning CSS. He learned JavaScript. He learned so many things. And then he was given his first assignment to make. He was given his first task to make a website. He implemented that website, that beautiful website, from scratch. He used HTML, he used animations from CSS, he styled everything from scratch using CSS, he used JavaScript and all. Then he made his second website, then he made his third website, and then he made his fourth website. After fourth website, he saw that the work is so repetitive. Then he jumped onto the library, which is called Bootstrap or Materialize. In that library, he saw that the work which I am doing from the scratch every time, that has already been done. It provides a good boilerplate to start your code over. So that's a very simple example of combination of hard work and smart work. Just try to notice it here. Just try to understand what I'm saying here. If that particular person named Madhav would have directly jumped onto libraries, his basics would have remained absolutely weak. He would not have understood what is going behind the scenes. And when your basics are weak, you are not going to scale up. No matter what library you use, no matter what framework you use, or in any field of your life, if your basics are strong, you cannot scale up. But if he would have, so that's the case, if you would have directly jumped onto the libraries like Bootstrap or Bulma or Materialize CSS. Now, second scenario is Madhav said that, oh, I am a very hardworking person. Why should I leverage someone else's code? I should just keep on writing mine. Why to use these libraries? These libraries just make person weak. Our coding skills are being made weak. So I'm going to use Vanilla JS throughout my life. So that one task of making a simple website, he is going to take 10 hours or maybe 1 month or maybe 1 week or something, a long period of time. But another person, who who is using those libraries, he can do that sort of work, that amount of work, maybe in half the time, maybe in 1/10 the time. Yes, it happens. So let's take a very simple example of a simple landing page, a landing page for a product website or something, some informative page, a simple static web page. If you are building it from HTML and CSS and JavaScript, it might take you over a week to a month to implement it. But if you are doing it, trust me, when I was in my college, and I was given a task from my technical society to make a basic landing page for the hackathon which we were going to conduct. That only took me 3 hours to implement, just 3 hours. I was using Bootstrap. So that's the beauty of leveraging over other people's hard work. So the simple step is work hard and then leverage others' hard work to grow smartly. All right. So coming on to the next question, next thing, multitasking. But before we jump onto that, um, let me see the comments in the chat section. So there are so many of them. Let me go through them one by one. So Abir just asked me that how to maintain consistency while we are doing something super amazing. I always struggle a lot in maintaining consistency. That's a very good question, Abir. So again, the question comes back to your motivation, how motivated you are to do that particular thing. And the second thing comes on to your focus level. So for motivation, again, I would really I encourage you to go to my previous Lean talk. I guess that was third, the science behind motivation and productivity and how can you be super productive. That was the third episode of Lean Talks. You can definitely go and check it out. I have mentioned, I think, 12 life hacks that you can use to stay productive and to stay focused. And the second thing about focus, I'm going to tell you in this particular thing. But yes, about consistency, as I told in between as well, that when you start something, try to, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to give spoilers now. I'm going to tell you in the last section for today, the strategies to perform deep work. So yes, great. Okay. How to stay motivated throughout the journey and stay consistent. Okay, let me just send you the link itself. I think just give me one more minute. I'm finding that playlist and the Lean Talks. Awesome. So here it is. So the Lean Talks episode 3, how to be self-motivated and kill procrastination. Trust me, guys, that was a wonderful video, and it went on to almost 1.5 hours, and a lot of people actually got help from this particular video. So yes, do check it out. And yes, okay, let's jump on back to our particular thing for today. All right. Hard work can overcome talent, according to me. Yes, that's a very important point, Rahavi, because the thing is, some people are born talented. Let's talk about singing. Some people have by birth a natural talent for singing. Let's talk about intelligence. Some people are born intelligent. So as I told you in BitStart as well, the input parameters of success are not just 10,000 hours of work. There are a lot of parameters like your privileges, your talent, the things that you are born with, your life situation, your circumstances, the amount of hard work you are putting in. But trust me that the amount of hard work you are putting in the initial stages of your life can overrule the talent of a particular person X. So this reminds me of a very famous quote where the author said that hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. So it was something like that. I don't remember exactly, but yes, do keep that in mind. Yes, exactly. So I'm so glad to see all of you people. Yeah, hard work and smart work just depend on the work and task. For us, yeah, you can say that. In initials, it is hard. Hard work is must. Once we gain some deep knowledge, yes, exactly. All right. Yes, exactly, Narendra. Gradually increase, so it will be. So that is an example of the deliberate practice. So yes, in deliberate practice, you will have to increase the level of difficulty of the things which you are doing. All right, I have just starting learning web development. Do I have a chance for GSOC 2021? Yes, definitely, Himanshu. It's just October. You definitely have a good chance of cracking GSOC. Maybe you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can even check out my previous Lean Talks on Git, GitHub, and open source. But I did not talk much about GSOC there. But yes, or maybe I can actually make a YouTube video as well on this particular thing. But yes, if you are looking for the answer urgently, you can just reach out to me on LinkedIn. Yes, trust me, I get so many DMs on LinkedIn every particular day that it's very, very difficult to reach, reply, revert back to every one of them. But uh, do feel free to follow up after 48 hours or after 3 days. Just give a small follow up message that, hey Madhav, you must have missed the message. Can you check it out or something like that? I would definitely a follow up. It would be fine. So yes, is there a possibility of a non-CS guy to be good at software giants? Like, definitely there is, Chandra, and trust me, there are so many people, there are so many stories where people, right now you are just fresher, like every road is open for you. I've seen people, interacted with people who actually shifted their domains. I know a person from Vienna who actually was a lawyer and then who went on to become a coder. There are so many examples, and even in the free code camps website, you can just check out, there was an article where a guy just completely changed his journey, his domain, and became a programmer and got a job at a big tech giant within 6 months. So everything is possible, why can't? Yes. All right, so now let's get back to our topic. All right, so multitasking, to do or not to do, that is the question. So should we do multitasking or should we not do multitasking? So my opinion is that you should have multiple goals, complete multiple tasks, engage in multiple activities, but do not multitask at the same time. So people just say these things like have one goal which you have to finish, start one project and finish that. In reality, I believe that a wise person always knows what to do, when to do, and when to give up. When to give up. That's the most important point. So trust me, even with me, like if you can just see my GitHub profile, you can't because I have made that private. I have did more than 301 projects, but I have made 201 out of those 301. Around 200 of them are private because some of them, maybe 20 to 25, I did not want to go ahead with them. I just didn't feel the value. So I know when to give up on some particular thing. I start a lot. Let me give you the proof as well. Okay. So I have 301 repositories, but in my some of those 301 repositories, maybe 20 to 25 are unimplemented, and some of them are implemented, but they are not very good projects. So I haven't made them open source. So yes, and some of them are actually some of my private projects which I used to do for my college chapters and clubs and societies, which I can't make public. But my whole point here is that you should know when to give up on what. So always have multiple goals, always complete multiple tasks. So you must have seen that we generally, it's always a good thing to engage in multiple activities. Otherwise, life would be so monotonous, wouldn't it be? So yes, do engage in multiple activities, but don't multitask at the same time. Let me explain you why. Let me explain it to you. So let's say, let me give you a very simple example. Let's say I'm making the slides for today's Lean Talks, and suddenly I got a notification from my Instagram account, and I'm like, oh, let me check my Instagram account. And then I just keep on checking my Instagram account. But at that time, my mind is still revolving at the slides, at the information I was adding to my slides of the Lean Talks. And then it took me 1 or 2 minutes to actually come out of that zone and then enter this zone. Then I scrolled my Instagram account for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I remember, oh, I had to make the slides as well, and then I jumped onto that. But now, after jumping onto the slides, I again remember that, oh, I just made that comment on Instagram. Would it look good? Would it look bad? Oh, that particular person just commented on my post. Why is he commenting on my post like that? Why is that happening? My focus is there on the LinkedIn and the Instagram, but I'm making the slides. So let me tell you how it works. So let's say we are doing a particular task known as task one, and suddenly our focus is shifted towards task two. We start doing task two, but our brain is not able to adapt as quickly immediately to another task. Some of our thought process is still going on in that task one, and then from task 2 I jumped on to task 3, and then this task 3 I'm doing this task 3, but my mind is still thinking of those task 1 and task 2. So even though you have shifted the task, your mind is still on the task 1. So it's never ever good to do multitasking at the same time, because if you trust me, like if you just do one thing, let me explain you. Again, with the same example, if instead of jumping between Instagram and slides, Instagram and content, if I would have scheduled the time like this, that okay, for 30 minutes I am going to make the content, and after 30 minutes I don't care if the content was finished or not, I am going to scroll up from my Instagram account for 5 minutes. That would be super cool. Like, I can actually know that I have worked for 30 minutes and now I need some break. So in that way, your mind will actually be in a diffuse state of mind, and you will actually be able to complete work fast. But if you are continuously revolving between processes, our brain is not as smart as multi-processor, multi-core computers these days. So yes, we need to do one thing at a time. So some things which I follow. So I generally, what I do is, first of all, while doing anything, let it be let it be making content of for my lean talks, let it be my office work, especially for my, when I was in college, when I was doing some assignment, when I was studying for my exams, the first thing which I did was be offline. And then what I did was switch off notification for all apps. Even if I'm offline, I should not get SMS also. And then I would just throw my mobile to my almirah and close the door of that almirah, and then start working. So this advice that if you want to take, you can actually take that as well. So some things which I follow: be offline while working, switch off all notification, and close all the unnecessary tabs. So you would have seen people working like this. They would have hundreds of tabs open. They would have one Gmail open, one GitHub open, one LinkedIn open, one Instagram open, one web WhatsApp open, and then they are doing the work as well. But their attention is currently directly being grabbed by those small icons of those Instagram tab and that web WhatsApp tab, and they genuinely want to check, did someone post something new, and did I receive a new message? So yes, even though you are working, even though you're completely focusing on the work, even if that distraction is visible in front of your eyes, you can still be distracted, and that's how your focus gets deviated. And we are going to talk about that in the last part of today's lean talks. So do stay with me till the end of this video. It's going to be really, really informative, trust me. So yes. All right, before going on to the next section, prioritizing work, let me see some more comments. Okay, so Bootstrap, what is it? Bootstrap is basically a library, a CSS library, which you can use to style your web pages better. It gives some predefined components, for example, cards, for example, nav bar. So in any particular, while making any particular website, we can see that some particular elements are common across all the websites. So it gives you those elements pre-coded, predefined for you, so that you don't have to make them from scratch. Plus it helps you in the positioning as well. So for example, if you're using CSS from scratch, you might use grid system or you might use flexbox. If you're using none of them, you might have to position everything from scratch. So rather than doing that, Bootstrap also allows you to position the things on screen wherever you want. So yes, that makes making websites, static websites, super easy. Yep. All right, Dave, thanks a lot, man. It really feels great to see this. Path for web development for second and third year colleges from tier 3. I think that's off topic for today. You can do one thing. I'll give you one link. Just give me 1 second. Ishan, you can just go to this particular link, madhavvehel.tech/ask, and you can ask your questions here. I'll probably make a YouTube video for this if the question is actually good. And yep, you can just go on to this website, madhavbahel.tech/ask. So for the questions which are not related to this particular topic which we are discussing today. All right, all right. Suggest some good org projects for open source. This was covered in previous Lean Talks episode 7. All right. So yes, do check it out. It's just 1 hour and you'll learn a lot, Sorin. So yeah. Uh, or if you feel that it was not covered, you can just go to madhavbahel.tech/ask and ask me your questions. I would love to make a complete video for your question itself, and I'm going to start it from today itself. And today night I'm going to post the first AMA video, and do check it out. It's going to be on related to competitive programming, but yes, I'm going to make videos for these AMAs as well. Great, 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 awesome. Let me look at more of it. Okay, I don't have experience in open source and no internship experience still. For GSOC, yes, you can. It does not require you to be a hardcore programmer. Even if you have those basics of C++ or basics of any particular language, there are projects for every language out there, Tanuj. You can do that. All right, all right, all right. Okay, please make a video on GSOC 2021 for someone who knows Git, but contribution. That's a great idea, Prem. I would definitely make one. Let me think if I can make one in the month of November, because I have a lot of prior commitments before that. But yeah, let me think about it. All right, so coming back to our content, this one is my favorite. If you are following me, I have posted about it at least 3 times on LinkedIn, and separately in my first and second Lean Talks as well. And this is so important. This helps me every time. How to prioritize your work. Eisenhower always. Eisenhower matrix. So Eisenhower matrix is very, very simple. Just write down something like which I have done like this. Just write down the tasks, the goals which you have to complete for today, for this week, for this month, or even for this year. Just write it down on a sheet of paper. Then take another sheet of paper and divide it into 4 sections. Those 4 sections, just like a graph, make a quadrant, make 4 quadrants out of those paper. Quadrant 1 will depict the tasks which are urgent and important. So for the tasks which are urgent and important, you have to do them now. Quadrant 2, for the tasks which are not urgent but important. This is the most important quadrant, guys. Trust me, quadrant 2 is most important for your long-term growth. For something like, let me tell you, something like preparing for higher studies, cracking the entrance exams, or studying, maybe exploring a new library, studying or exploring writing blogs, or so many things. All these things are not urgent. All these things are something like that. So these are the things which are not going to invoke that panic monster inside your brain, and they are never ever in your life going to tell that, oh, complete me right now, otherwise you are going to be in trouble. The things which are urgent and important, let's say your college assignment, your office work, they are always going to invoke a panic monster inside your head, which is going to trouble you a lot, saying that complete me right now or else you are going to be in trouble. But the things lying in the second quadrant are never ever going to invoke that panic monster, and you will always procrastinate while you are doing them. So a good way to do that is schedule. I'm going to tell you in the next section. But yes, plan about that. The third quadrant, for the tasks which are urgent but not important. For example, I'm going to tell you the example as well. So for these tasks, I follow 2 things. Either you can just do them quickly, very, very quickly. Just try to get that done ASAP, as soon as possible. Other thing is, which people generally recommend, is delegate those tasks. So for example, editing the videos that I record for YouTube. If I was getting money from YouTube, I would definitely outsource that editing part to some freelancer or something. But since I'm not getting money from it, so I'm not going to do that. But yes, anything like, just think about it in your business or anything, whenever you are doing it. If any task is urgent but it's not important in your overall growth, you can delegate it to someone else. For example, your homework, your college assignment. Yes, exactly, they were assignments. You can delegate it to someone else. You can maybe you can ask your friend to do your homework, but okay, I did not say that. But anyways, all right, quadrant 4, for the tasks which are not urgent and not important, try to eliminate them slowly. Like spend time with them, because these are the tasks which help your mind refresh, but don't spend too much time on them because they are not important and not urgent as well. All right, so these are the list of tasks which I had yesterday evening, and I'm going to list them down today. So these were the tasks for the weekend, the tasks which I wrote down for the weekend, and how am I going to allocate them in this Eisenhower matrix. So the first thing is college assignment and office work. Of course, that comes in the Q1. You can't delay the office work, right? Then record the video for my YouTube channel. That comes in quadrant 2, because that is not urgent, but it's important. It's important for like people who have asked me questions and are actually waiting for that answer. It's important for them. It's important for me, because I need to stay consistent with providing content and with providing value to people. So it's important, but it's not urgent. Edit the video. This thing is neither important nor urgent, but without a proper video editing, people are not going to watch the video because it's going to look very, very bad and very, very unprofessional. So yeah, editing the video is neither urgent but neither important, but still we have to do that. So either one way to do that is either I could hire a freelancer to do it for me, but again, I won't do that. So I'll do that in my free time quickly. Then completing the pending side project which I had, that again comes in the quadrant 2, urgent but not important. Then watching Mirzapur season 2, that comes in quadrant 1. How can we miss that? All right, so okay, that was a joke. It comes in quadrant 4. But yes, if you guys want any spoilers for Mirzapur 2, I can give you. All right, just forget about it. But yeah, it comes in quadrant 4. But for people, for fans, it comes in quadrant 1, and there's no problem in that. So why did I make this joke? Why did I crack this lame joke today? Because the thing is, you don't have to be robotic while following this thing. You don't have to compensate, or you don't have to compromise on your refreshment part or your fun part. Remember, if you are not enjoying it, you will not be able to stay consistent. So someone asked me in the starting, right, how to stay consistent. Enjoy the process, fall in love with the process, love whatever you do right now, because if you are not enjoying the things, you are not going to stay consistent, and without consistency, without persistence, there's nothing going to happen. So yes, it's completely fine to enjoy a little bit, have fun, but yes, try not to overdo it. So yes, watching Mirzapur comes in quadrant 1. All right, writing a blog, Q2 or Q3. So the thing is, I was going to write a blog on one of the videos, one of the YouTube videos which I already made. So the thing was that it was actually important but not urgent. Plus, in a manner, it was not important as well for the long term, because I was not learning anything new from that. I have already learned what I was to learn from it while making a YouTube video. So again, I could delegate it to someone else. Maybe I could hire a freelance writer or a content writer to actually, I can just tell them to just see this particular YouTube video and write whatever I have said, just write it down in the blog and publish that blog. So yes, that could come in quadrant 3 as well, but not going to do that because that is my side work and I do it myself. All right, another way could be just transcribe the YouTube video. Like there are so many, so many softwares out there that can transcribe your audios or your videos. So again, that comes in Q3. Finishing the course or tutorial. Again, those tutorial, maybe Flutter course or something else, that comes in Q2, because it is not urgent right now, but it is very important for the long term, for my long term growth. Watching a few episodes of Boruto. For those who don't know what is Boruto, there is this anime called Naruto, and there's a famous anime. This is a very, very famous anime, Naruto, and Boruto is the next version of anime of Naruto, you can say. So yes, again, that comes in quadrant 4, because that is neither urgent nor important, and that's just time waste. That's a very, very unproductive use of time, and that's not as important as Mirzapur. All right, so make content for Lean Talks. This was very important because I started that yesterday and I had to deliver a talk today. So it comes in quadrant. No, that was not the content. That was the promotional content, like the posters, like the LinkedIn posts, like the emails which I sent to you guys. Yes, that comes in Q3 as well. Make the slides for Lean Talks. That comes in Q1 because that is urgent and that is important as well. And you might already guess these things. All right, guys, I'm super tired of speaking. I'm going to take a break of just 1 minute and be back. So you guys can also take a break of 1 minute, but don't miss. The next section is just going to take 15 to 20 minutes, but it is super, super, super important. So yes, I'm going to take a break of 1 or 2 minutes, go and drink some water and jump on back to the content. Just wait for me for 1 minute and I'll be back, promise. All right. All right, guys, I'm back. Trust me, speaking for so much speaking continuously for 1 hour or so just messes up your throat. Trust me, it's so difficult, but I try my best, and I'm not going to let this energy go away because we have the best content coming back. So yes, they've just said it right. Break is over. All right. So goal setting again, you might have seen this content on my LinkedIn profile or on my YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to cover it very quickly. Be a little smart while setting your goals. So smart goals basically means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based or time bound. So yes, specific means I'm going to tell you these 5 tips very quickly, and just keep this in mind. So yes, all right. So be first of all, be specific, be clear with what you want. Do not lie to yourself. Do not overdo it. Do not just say that I want to build a Taj Mahal for myself. You know that is not possible. So be specific. Do not beat over the bush. Second thing, measurable. Devise goals in such a way that you can track your progress. Third thing, attainable. Set realistic goals. You can do anything but not everything. Fourth thing is relevant. Make sure that your short term goals align with your long term vision. Let me give you my example. So I'm doing this lean talks, I'm making YouTube videos, all because my long term goal is to reach out to as many students as I can and possibly help them out in getting started with programming or in getting started with a personal growth development, self help and branding and all these things. So yes, make sure that your short term goals align with your long term vision. Let me take my example. So these were my goals, right? uh, Thinking of a future side project or making slides for lean talks. So yes, all of these things are measurable, specific, attainable, relevant, and time bound as well. So make sure to put some feasible deadlines. All right, I see very interesting comments in the chat section. Let me go through that first. So you said that we can do entertainment, but when I start watching some TV series, I keep watching without doing any important work. Pomodoro helps a lot in this. So trust me, the thing is, even I tend to do this. Everyone tends to do this because again, we are so much engrossed, so much engaged in the content which that particular TV series or that particular anime is providing us, so that we cannot just get out of it from our free will. So a very simple trick to do that is Pomodoro. I remember that someone asked me in the beginning of this chat that please explain Pomodoro as well. So the thing is, what I do is I try to divide 30 hours of undisturbed time. 30 hours nahi. Okay, 30 minutes. I'm so sorry, I'm just so tired of speaking, but yeah, I divide my day into 30 minutes of undisturbed time, into blocks of 30 minutes of time. So the thing is, start dividing your time into blocks of 30 minutes. Do deep work or perform work, do whatever you are doing, do your tasks for 30 minutes, take a break of 5 minutes, Do 30 minutes work, take a break of 5 minutes, again work for 30 minutes, and then after 3 or 4 of those blocks, you can take a bigger break of say 1 hour. In that 1 hour, you can actually set some time. You can actually watch those TV series episodes or those anime episodes. But the question comes in: how do I get out of that particular zone of those TV series? Some things which work very good with me is, first of all, I was going to tell you in the next slide, but okay, let me tell you today, right now itself. So I schedule my free time also. I'm going to discuss a lot about that in the upcoming slides. Just bear with me for 20 more minutes. I promise that it will be over by 7:15. Just trust me, it's very, very exciting. So yes, how do I get out of it? First of all, I set a very, very loud timer, that something that so for, when we are, and like, let me remind you the I don't know which law of Newton it was, that a body in motion will continue to stay in motion, or a body at rest will continue to stay at rest, unless and until an external force, an external and opposite force, acts on it. So this is true in every field of our life. I think it was the first one. I'm not sure. I just, it's been so much time since I've studied the Newton's laws. But let me repeat myself. A body at rest will stay at rest, or a body in motion will continue to stay in motion, unless and until it is provided with some external and opposing force to change its state of being at rest or being at motion. The same thing is with our mind as well. We just never think about it in this way. Same is true in our with our mind. Whenever we are engrossed in watching, whenever we are engaged in watching a TV series or a anime, our mind is inside the state of that particular anime. Now we need some external force to actually remove that thing. The things that can work can be, if you have a sibling, just tell your sister or brother to just come and slap me whenever after this particular time. Okay, that was a little too much, but yeah, all right. So the second thing could be, you can just put a alarm with a very loud volume that can actually deviate your focus from the anime to your alarm clock. And when you see the alarm clock with a label that you have to work now, just switch off that particular anime. It's very, very simple. Trust me, you will get habitual of it. I know it will be difficult. It's not as easy as I say it to be, but just overcome those first few days of this attraction, and then it will be very, very simple to do that. So yes, just do that. Another way could be, just alarm was the best way. Another way could be schedule. Set a meeting with yourself whenever you are going to watch a particular anime or TV series or something like that. Just just set some time with yourself. Open your calendar, open your Google or Outlook calendar, and set some time with yourself. This is my focus time, and from 5 to 6 p.m. I am going to watch one episode of Mirzapur, or I'm going to watch one episode of anime or TV series. And after 6 p.m., no matter how much progress I have made, even though if it's the final scene in which they are going to reveal who will be the king of Mirzapur, I am going to stop it and go back to my work. The more you have this habit of being strong to your resolve, the more it will help you in future as well. So yes. Okay, why colleges still ignore the genre of personal growth and productivity? I really, really don't know this, Dev. I can think of two reasons. First of all, because this is not considered as important as learning C++ or Java for our career growth. Second thing is, even if they do add this, I don't know whether there will be teachers like me. Okay, not bragging, not bragging, but I don't think that there will be so many, at least in every college. I don't expect that they will be able to find teachers who will be able to deliver the content in such a way that people will engage into that content. And I'm not sure, like, I'm not sure whether they will be able to find it or not. So yeah, that's why I think so. People say that the flow requires a considerable span of uninterrupted and undisturbed time to do any work. Exactly, that is called the deep work. To go into the deep, exactly into the flow of availability of considerable span of uninterrupted time. So, what is this flow? I love this question. I really, really love this question. What is this flow? I'm not going to answer this. I'm going to send you a link. So just go to the YouTube and search this TED Talk. The TED Talk, the title of that TED Talk is uh, how let me think, just give me 1 minute. The title of that TED Talk was um, how craving for attention is killing your creativity. In that TED Talk, that person has explained in such a good way that what exactly this thing called flow is. You will love it. Let me send you the link if possible. Just let me find it. I know I'm going off topic again. I don't genuinely go off topic, but okay, this is something very interesting. So yeah, uh, craving for attention can kill creativity. TED Talk. Let me search it for you guys. All right. Yes. How the power of no. I'm not able to find it, guys. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can just try to search for it. It was something like create. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, Senthil, but yeah, do search on it. I'm not going to cover this. Just try to go find that TED Talk once, and you're going to love that. After that, I can actually explained in one of my videos as well. But yeah, that TED Talk was something very, very interesting. I wish I could share it with you. I don't know why I did not save it. Okay, let me not get too engaged into that particular thing. But yeah, in simple ways, flow is something whenever our brain is in the state of mind of doing some particular thing, and we would need some external factor to come and wake up us that hey, it's the dinner time, hey, it's the lunch time, and you need to have lunch, you need to have dinner, just stop your work now. That is called flow. Yes, exactly, The Rise of Superman. I think that was the book. Thanks a lot, Devashish, for sharing this. All right. um oh, Rahul, thanks man, thanks. Great. All right, now coming back to the topic. So, but some things should be given higher priorities. So I did talk about these things, that setting smart goals and setting goals and all these things, but there are some things that actually should be given high priorities. Always remember, this is a quote, this is a famous quote by I think Stephen. I'm going to tell you this at the end of this webinar as well. But always remember these two lines in your brain forever and ever till the end of your life. Instead of prioritizing what is on your schedule, schedule your priorities. Full stop, period, end of the line. Again, I'll repeat myself. Instead of prioritizing what's on your schedule, schedule your priorities. Schedule your priorities. Let me explain it to you in a very, very simple language. uh, Thing is, there are, like, trust me, it's going to happen with you if you never force yourself to do those tasks which were there in the second quadrant. You will never feel enough time, enough motivation to do those things. Let me give you a very simple example. First, you are guys, in our childhood we have to go to school, and we think that, oh, school is eating up so much of our time, and then we have to play as well, and then we just keep on, we never even think of doing the things of higher importance. Okay, school went off, and then we come into college. In college is so much time consuming. We have to attend lectures, we have to do assignments, we have to do homework, we have to do project, we have to study for exams, we have to study for midterms. There are lab assessments, there are lab assignments, there are so many things. And you generally make this habit. It happens with everyone, trust me, it happened with me as well. We generally make this habit of following our schedule. What we do is we just try to accommodate these things, like meetings. If you are in office, your office meetings, your office tasks, or your homework, your college homework, or those things, you just form a schedule from it and you just try to follow it. And the things of higher importance always remain ignored. So, what I'm going to tell you is, instead of prioritizing what is already there on your schedule, schedule your priorities. Let me explain it to you again. So the thing is, we know that learning, exploring new things always has a very high importance for our future. We know the field which we are in, at least the field in which I am, programming, coding, development, software development, things are changing in such a high speed that the things which are being used by millions of people today might be outdated a few years on the line down the line. So Us as programmers have to stay up to date to what's the industry, what's the market, how the things that are trending in the market and the things which industry is following right now and all those things. So instead of just giving up on that, schedule it in your priorities. Working out, you know, you are never going to get enough motivation or enough time to work out, to make workout as a schedule. So instead of giving all your time to what is already in your schedule, include those things in your schedule as well. Let me give you a very simple example. Right now, open your calendar, and this is the secret ingredient which I was talking about in the start of my video. Open your calendar as soon as this webinar ends. Open, just think of one thing which is very, very important for your future. It can be working out, it can be learning that new particular technology which you have been always procrastinating about. It can be anything that makes and shapes your future. It can be finishing that self-help book which you were trying to read from many days but you did not, or you could not, or anything. Trust me, just open your calendar and just find out 1 hour of free time, or maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes of free time. It could be anything: morning 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., night 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., 1 a.m. to night 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., anything. But daily, consistently, daily, that one thing, just that one thing, you are going to do that. 24th October, 25th October, 26th, and so on, consistently for 1 month. And trust me, this is how you form a habit. You will have to make, you will have to schedule your priorities instead of prioritizing your schedule. You will have to schedule your priorities. That is how you are going to make a habit, and you can make new habits every month, every quarter, every year. So yes, it's not as difficult as you guys feel. It's just that you give up to procrastination. And yes. All right. So we are at the second last topic now. Do we actually need to go deep every time? Deep work versus shallow work. So in this book, Deep Work by Cal Newport actually defines deep work as some professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that pushes your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill that are hard to replicate. So much, right? So much hard. It's not difficult, so difficult definition. But in simple language, deep work is basically anything, any uninterrupted activity which involves the working of your brain, which is not manual, which is not replaceable, which involves your mental capability as well. And when you are in the flow, when you are concentrated on your on your work or your task for a number of hours, for half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hour or 1.5 hours, and that is the work which is actually improving your skill and adding on the value to the world as well. And shallow world, basically non-cognitively demanding logistical style tasks often performed while distracted. These efforts tend to not create much value to the new world in the world, and are easy to replicate. So let me give you a very, very, very simple example. So this example involves basically, while I was in college, I was I was very, very good in solving those circuit type problems, Kirchhoff's laws and all those things, that I just put in my headphones and I would just listen to music. My whole focus is on music, but my hands knows that this is going to be the answer. So again, that was not exactly the example of shallow work, but yes, that was one of the that was example of doing not deliberate practice. But yeah, anyways, so we can understand all those manual work, that maybe um, things like maintaining, things like editing a video. So again, while editing a video, I don't need my attention there. I just know that all these things are going to be uh, um, I have to do that, but it's not important, and I'm not learning anything new from it. So yes, that all of that comes in shallow work. So instead of performing shallow work, do deep work. How? Let me tell about it. This is the last section for today, guys. Don't worry, just 10 more minutes. All right. So yes, let me see what people are asking. So Surya just asked me that whatever that is taught in the college from second year, important or not. Trust me, the core subjects that you are going to study in your college are very important, but they are not as important when you actually get selected for the job. Let me give you a very simple example. So DSA, DBMS, and theory of computation and compiler design, and all those things, after getting that particular job you ever always wanted, you might feel that I am not implementing all of that. And it's really logical, right? You cannot implement everything that you have learned in the second year of your college inside the industry. But the thing is, to crack that particular job interview, you will need all those core subjects. So yes, if you are paying attention to what is being taught at college in second year, it's going to help you to get your dream job. So yes, you should definitely pay attention to it. But don't worry, don't spend too much time on it as well, because it is it won't be that difficult. So yeah, yeah, it's very easy, don't worry. All right, so I just saw my attention got deviated to this particular comment that I sent you a connection request on LinkedIn, but oh god, why did you purchase LinkedIn Premium? You could have just sent me an email, guy. Oh man, you should not have purchased LinkedIn Premium. All right, that's fine. But all right, thanks a lot, Dev. But I'll accept your invitation. There were so many pending invitations, so I could not go through them. I'll definitely accept it. Okay, okay. Let me go through other things. This is a serious question, but how many hours a day do you sleep? 7 to 8 hours. Trust me, it's not difficult to manage your time. We sleep is never something that you should or you can compromise. If you are compromising on it, that was a different scenario in my college. In my college, I used to sleep at 1 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. And trust me, I saw the side effects of that. I was very ill for a long period of time in my college because I used to do all these things. But sleep is never ever something that you should or you can or you would or you should, I mean, it's never ever something that you should compromise. So yes, I do sleep late even today. Like these days, whenever I have to work, I just keep doing work at the night and sleep in the day. But 7 to 8 hours, I think it's necessary. All right. So the last section for today, guys: strategies to perform deep work. It's not an easy process, but it's not that difficult either. Great. So I'm going to tell you these tips from my side. It's going to be very simple. First tip is very simple. First step: create a distraction-free environment, maybe a closed room or anything. Like even if you can just make a space for yourself. In college, when we used to live in a 4 bedroom, I used to go to library or some things like that. But trust me, like you need a distraction-free environment. Second thing is schedule a time for performing deep work. It can be anything: 1 hour, half an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, anything that works for you. In the beginning, even half an hour would be difficult for you guys. So trust me, half an hour is good enough. Then the most important thing is try performing this in blocks of scheduled time slots. Not just one hour a day, not just half an hour a day, not just 2 hours a day. If whenever you break your deep work, go refresh a bit, go work out a bit, go have a little bit of walk, go have a coffee and go refresh. And then after that, once you come back, just try to go in the deep state as well again. So yes, try performing this in the blocks of scheduled time slots. Now seclude yourself. Like while going to deep work, you should make sure that there is no one in the world, just you and the task at hand. Throw your phone away just like that. So take this phone and throw it away. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right, so I was expecting this question, that if you are doing app development, like a simple question can come: how can I throw my phone away if I'm doing if I'm an Android developer, or if I am an iOS developer? So if you are an Android developer or an iOS developer, you can try out emulator. In case you are not able to do it with an emulator, you can actually block or hide the apps which give so many notifications. And just make sure that they are not present in front of your eyes. Then turn off all the notifications, go offline and try making your phone silent. Close unnecessary tabs I know that you must be having web WhatsApp, Gmail, LinkedIn, and all those things open. But what happens with this is that, let's say, let me take an example. Whenever I'm doing a work, whenever I'm doing something, and in front of my eyes, I have that web WhatsApp icon there in the top of the window. I might see it, and my mind gets curious that could it be that someone might have sent me a new message. And that's completely natural process, and that's how our mind have evolved, because something, anything that feels distractive is actually can be a source of opportunity, or it can be a source of risk as well. So our brain is wired in a way that it will automatically alarm you that there might be something. So that can be an opportunity, that can be, so that comes from our inbuilt behavior. By doing all these things, by performing deep work over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you can actually rewire your brain. Like, just like I have now, I actually don't even care when I see the notifications. Trust me, many times, I even on WhatsApp, I don't feel any problem in leaving people at scene zone, because I know that if I start replying to every person, then I will not have any time for myself. And trust me, it's not that difficult. Whenever you have time, even if it's 1 day after that, 2 days, 3 days, just revert back at that particular time, and it's not that difficult. And there's nothing to feel offensive, be offended about it, because you know that people will not feel offended about it. You are not going to lose on any opportunity. Trust me, this is something really important. What people feel is, whenever I say them to uninstall WhatsApp, I uninstall WhatsApp at least for 3 days every week. Whenever I tell people to uninstall WhatsApp, they tell me, what if some important text comes, what if something important comes? Okay, I can understand in college it might be the scenario, but in work it will never be the scenario. Email, I say that people, just check your email only once a day. What if something else comes up? If someone has to say something important, he or she can call you. So yes, do not do not overthink. Your brain is wired to think in such a way that any distraction feels like a source of a risk or an opportunity, and your brain gives you an alert to go and look at it. You don't need to look at it. Then close unnecessary tabs and eliminate all the sources of distraction. If you are working somewhere, you can go on D&D, or you can create a meeting with yourself. This has worked a lot for me. What I do is, like, whenever I have to do some focused work, I create a meeting with myself, so that I can actually get a notification that your learning hours have started, or your this something has started. So when I see that notification, I feel like, oh, this is a meeting with someone. So that triggers the same alert in our mind, which triggers that alert whenever you have an important meeting, and then you can actually go and perform that deep work. And this is the bonus for today. Schedule everything that you do. When I say everything, I legit mean everything, even the personal work, even the things like watching anime or watching Mirzapur or anything like that. But yes, schedule it, otherwise you will end up binge watching. All right, why do I'm telling you to schedule everything that you do? Because that might feel like a robotic reply, because you might feel that, oh, it's no fun, like everything is according to the calendar which I am seeing. But trust me, don't do it for a whole of your life, but at least for first few days, first 10 days, first 20 days, you can actually see that if you schedule everything, you can actually be more aware of the time you are spending on that particular activity. For example, let's say lunch. If you're not actually seeing the time, you can actually go on eating till 1.5 hour or 1 hour. But if you actually set up some time that I need to do that ASAP and I need to do that within 30 minutes, you will actually be able to. Don't do it for a complete life. Just do it only for only for the time, for 10 or 20 days, so that you become more aware about your time. All right, so this is again 50 days 50 post challenge. Whatever you learned today from my Slain talks as well, you can just share it on LinkedIn, and just share one post on LinkedIn every day and one blog every weekend, so that people can know what you are learning. And do tag me, feel free to mention me in your comments or in your post. I would love to see what all you guys are learning these days, and even I get motivated. Trust me, whenever I see someone learning something new, I get a lot of motivation that, hey, this person is learning so many things, why can't I, why should not I should definitely do that. So yeah. And remember this particular point. The key is not to prioritize your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Okay, this was so tiring today, and it went on till so much time. But let me quickly go through the comments and the chat, and in the chat, and then we'll end the session for today. But before going forward, I have one request from you guys. I put in a lot of hours and a lot of efforts into making the contents for this Lean Talks and for everything that I do for you guys. uh, do help me out as well. Do share the Lean Talks, do share it on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or anywhere, so that more people can get benefit from it. So yeah, that will be a great help. So yes, just one request from you guys: whatever like you like from these Lean Talks today, do share it on LinkedIn, and do share the link to this Lean Talks with your friends as well. All right, so now let me see the comments. All right, fantastic. Thanks a lot, Ravi. Any tips to clear the interview round? That's a complete separate discussion, but yeah, I can say that I can give you some quick tips. First of all, stay confident. It's just a life process. Everyone has to go through interviews. There's nothing to be afraid about it. Stay confident. Stay real. Stay real. Do not fake your personality. Do not show that you are someone that you are not. Third thing, do not lie. Please don't lie. It becomes very obvious when you are lying to someone. And fourth thing is very this is fourth is the most important thing. Whenever you are given any coding questions, just don't wait too much. Don't just keep thinking in your brain. Fourth one, I repeat myself, very important. Whenever you are given any question, speak up, speak out your thought process. Even if it's a brute force algorithm, even if it's the most basic algorithm, speak out. Generally what happens is people tend to think in their mind that let me come up with an optimal solution and then I'll tell. That optimal solution might take 10 to 20 minutes to come out, and do you think your recruiter is going to wait for 10-20 minutes? No. So just start small, start with brute force algorithm, start with the basic solution, and keep telling your approach to your interviewer. And trust me, your interviewer is going to help you out in coming up with an optimal solution. All right, Surya, yeah, I think I addressed it earlier. Thanks a lot, Prem. I'll definitely do. I'm actually thinking of writing one, but trust me, time is very tight these days. Like I have a lot of things on my plate. So yeah, maybe some after some time. Yeah, I do understand, Surya. In the college, section is tough to understand, but the thing is that is anything, nothing is difficult in this world if you have a good teacher. So trust me, that shows the inability of your teacher and not your ability to learn and understand. So trust me, all you need is a better teacher, or Google, or Geeks for Geeks, or anything else. You can learn everything on your own. You do not actually require a college teacher. So yes, Surya, just go to Google and just search for those topics, and you can actually do that. And plus, you are going to find many interesting YouTubers or people who actually make content that makes it very easy to understand. All right. When did you started actual deep work with your coding skills and competitive? Around 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 week, 1 year ago, around 1 year ago, when I was ending with my third year and when fourth year was starting. Trust me, right now I'm very tired and my throat is paining so much that I'm not able to concentrate. But yeah, around 1 year ago, and within 1 year, it has shown some very interesting results. All right. Mohit, I can definitely understand this one, but trust me, in the COVID situation, in the lockdown situation, that is not the scenario. Like it's a very simple trick. All the classes are virtual, right? You can just open the software and just do your work simultaneously. I'm not telling you, like, it's just an advice from my side. Like I don't say that it's a perfect advice, or it might be wrong for someone as well, and it's ethically wrong as well. But I'll tell you what I did. When I used to go to classes, I used to sit in between somewhere, not at the back bench, not at the front bench, somewhere in between, and I used to complete my homework. trust me. And I used to get that done with, because I knew that I'm not going to understand anything that he or she is teaching. So instead, why not just complete my assignment? And I used to get done with my assignments, home assignments, within the class itself, and then I used to study or maybe do something else in my night, or when we are actually supposed to do those assignments. Okay, okay. I missed the comments. Did I miss it something? Deep work to start in the morning or evening, whenever you feel good for you. So this is a very, very big misconception that you are good, you are fresh at morning itself, or you are some it depends on, it completely depends on you, Senthil. Like everything, every human being has his own most productive time. So if you have seen my first lean talks, in my first lean talks I talked about this thing called MPT, or which I call the most productive time. So in our day, every person has a different graph. And in our day, it's something like this. We tend to be most productive over some couple of hours. For me, it can be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or something else. For different people, it's different. So just find out your most productive time and do deep work in that. Yeah, yes, Mohit, definitely. For every social media, I would suggest, if you are not a content creator, just once a day or twice a day is enough. But if you are a content creator, just schedule 5 minutes, 5 minutes of periods. Like for example, between every two pomodoros, if you know the pomodoro technique, or between every two deep work states, or anything like that. If you are a content creator, you might have to come to social media a little more than others. But if you are not, you can just plan your time accordingly. All right, so I think we should. There's a lot more questions remaining. Let's take them on. Thanks a lot, Arun. All right, thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you. Uh, Great. Thanks, Dev. Thanks a lot, Senthil. Yes, definitely. It's very difficult to make content, and it takes a lot of time. Trust me. It some lean talks, for the third lean talks, the productivity lean talk, I actually spent so much. I'll show you, like if I have that in my hand, I did so much research only for this lean talks. Let me open it. Yeah, if you can see this whole book. Like I did just this book for the first lean talks. It takes a lot of research. All right. Can you conduct a session regarding clearing interview rounds? I'll definitely do that. My idea list is overflowing right now. I can definitely try adding it. I'm not sure. I can't say when will I get time for it, but yeah. Yep. Thanks a lot, Prem. That's the best compliment I can get. Oh, this is a very, very great idea, Nityashri. People, some tips to excel in hackathons. I am going to make a video on that, I think, separately. All right, guys. So I think we should close the session now. Okay, I'll just take one more doubt for today. I feel like more busy at time but less productive. To be honest, struggling with my time management. This thing can be actually. So the thing is, just move on to those Eisenhower matrix and plan out the second quadrant, things which are in the second quadrant. Do more of those things instead of things which are in your first quadrant. Just plan it out, schedule your time of the day, and you will feel more productive by learning new things, by implementing side projects, by writing blogs. That would be a very, very good thing to start with, Arun. All right, great, guys. I'm super tired for now, but yeah, I hope this helped you. And bye bye. See you in the next episode of the Lean Talks. Bye bye.